Plus, onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
Okie dokie. Okay, just a quick loosen it up and do a little bit of stretching work. Oh, okay. And so rotation. Nice and loose. Working through the spine. Nice big flexible movement through the spine. So we'll do a little bit of foundation work. So this first one, just shoulder width apart, a little bit wider. And you just want to sink the body down. So the first thing, just to get the breath, nice breath in. And you can put the hands on the stomach if you like. Kind of here. Deep breath out. Trying to collapse as you breathe out, so keep the length. Quite really lengthening the spine and widening the shoulders, letting the chest open out. Shoulders draw back. And about in for 5, out for 5. The hips back a little bit, releasing the knees. Open the back, pulling the chest forward, and then neck lengthen at the back. Keep the breath as well, so nice and deep in. And keeping the knees back, let the hips hinge, bring the hands forward, scooping them up, keep the shoulders back, and then neck long. So try not to hyperextend the back, but try not to collapse it either, so let it lengthen naturally through the tension. Most of the weight's in the heel, but you're using the base of the big toe, especially just to anchor the body in. And then just lift the hands up as high as you can, hinging the hips back. Without shrugging the shoulders up, keep the shoulders down, but lift the hands up as if you're reaching for something. You can be in this position or with the hands together. Choice. Nice deep breaths in. Expand in the ribs. And the next breath, just take it down. So keep the knees back, don't fall into the knees. Right down to the ground. The next breath out, just come up to the shins. Just here. Again, lengthen through the body. And then bringing the hands back. So you're in the same position we started, but much deeper now. Hips much further back. And then again, come front, hinging forwards. And the legs shaking good. So you can anchor the feet more to the ground. And then raise it up, nice and high, as the hips sink back. And then down into the fingertips. And then again to the shins. And one more time, pulling back. Forwards. You really like you're falling back now. Legs shaking probably a lot. Why not? And up. Right up, right up. High as you can. And down. And one more time to the shins. And back up. And just shake the body up a little bit. There we go. Good. We're just going to a lunge, so you just want to be wide enough that the back foot is just off the ground. The back heel off the ground. The key thing, keep the feet parallel, so don't have the feet in a hammy. Keep the feet parallel and running on the hips. You want the hips to be square on. So just the first one again, find this position back, lengthen up. The back leg's straight, but it's not totally locked out. And the front leg, in this one, just make sure you don't pass the knee towards the feet, towards the toes. Keep the knee back below, before the ankle. Nice and deep. Okay, and then just start to pull the hips back, so you're kind of hinging them down. Belly's turning towards the ground. Keep the hands as they are. Go as far as you can. And then scoop the hands up as you get to that position. So hands just in front of the body, around about the chest level here. Pull. Again, keep the neck long. Most of the weight's now shifting into the front foot, front leg. And then up, reach up. Get back down, and then you're just going to rotate the whole body in the direction of the front foot. So go to the left. Keep the hinge forward, so don't pull the body back. Keep reaching out. And draw the body out. Roll the body out. Roll the body out. Roll the body out. One more time. Forwards, just one more time. Stretch up as high as you can. And come back to the top. Just here. And release it down. And then we change feet. The other foot. Sit into it a little bit. Yeah. Reaching the body on the back. And just slowly start to hinge from the hip. So it's just the hip moving. Body stays nice and long at the top. And just check that you can see the whole foot as you look down. The knee shouldn't be over the foot at all. It should just be just by the heel. And then reaching forward. Hinging the hips back a little bit. Reaching up. Hinging back a little bit more to counterbalance. Dropping the hands down again and rotating away from the front foot. One more. Reaching up, high as you can. And then body come up. Just release it there. And come back to stand. Shake the legs out. And we'll just do one more. So do the same position we did at the beginning, just a lot wider now. So almost double shoulder width apart, as wide as you can get it. Yeah. The first thing, just let the body settle down again. So it's a bit easier. It's a bit easier now to start to bend the knees too much towards the front. So just keep the feet straight forward. Feel that the back's like there's a wall behind you and you're falling back into it. Goes to that. And then just find the same position, hinging the hips back. Releasing the knees a little bit, but not bending them too much. And forward. You'll find much more now the hips can really start to hinge back. Keep the chest wide, neck long. Nice deep breaths. Feel the legs pulling in towards your center, so they're really anchoring the whole body. And coming up to chest level. Hinging the hips back a little bit more. Okay. And bringing the hands down. You just want one hand in front, that, and you're just going to roll up one side. You let the torso rotate up to the top. Just look towards that hand. Keep that hand down. Keep the hips hinged back so it's easy now to push the hips forward. Let the hips always pull back. So nothing's changing in the hip, in the legs. About 5 or 6 nice big movements. Let the torso really open. And then change side. Same. Really opening at the top. Good, and again, just draw the body up. Hands start to come up around about the knees or the shin. Nice and wide. Back to the beginning. Pull, pull, pull. And last one, just bring the hands up. We're going to stretch the arms up. Keep the shoulders down, so don't shrug the arms. Bring them up like this. Keep the elbows together, forearms together, hands together, and pull them up. You can either hold it here or drop it, raise it. Drop it, raise it. And release it. Okay, a little bit wide. And just come back to standing. Witcha! There we go. Again, just shake the body out. Take the hips, shake the legs. Keep the arms. Hopefully the arms not too much hurting. If your legs are hurting, good. If your back's hurting, good. This is good. Okay. Great. We'll just do a little bit of 𝒂𝒊𝒏 work. So just go to the ground. Okay. Just going to go from here, just to keep the hip open. Just go straight into this, like a butterfly position. Just lightly down the spine, forward and into the hip. Forward into the hip. Keep the body nice and contained. Pull up. Good, and then just coming down to the side, using the arms, changing side each time. Only about 50 or so. Just keep it nice and contained. Keep the breath going through the movement. Good, and we'll just lift you to the group from the front. Okay, nice and slow and really close to the ground. So first start in your kneeling position here. Then you can use the hand down, press through the back knee, find the shoulder, and curl the body over. So really control through the rope. Don't think about pushing yourself into it. Just really controlled. Use the structure as a path into the ground.
Good. Right. Good.
Good. Okay, good. You're just coming up, just shaking the body out. And rolling the arms.
All right.
Feel the weight of the structure. Hips nice and free. Knees are free and loose. Ankles. Wrists. Okay. Good. Take a jump. So we'll just start in the middle, just keeping the grip on, rolling through the forearm. Go about 8 or so on one side and change. Right in the center. Really using a nice strong grip in the hand. And just alternating it once every time there. Good. And just back to one side, just extending out. You're really now going to open the elbow out. Don't push the elbow forward, just let it extend out. A little bit more involved now with the hip. So let the hip and the center really guide the jump. And then draws it back, draws it out. So think of this like a kind of closing, opening, closing, opening, closing, opening. Yeah, good. Again, just about 8 or so on one side and then try and get a sense from here that the center's stable, but it's also mobile. So what you don't want is a mobile center that's unstable. So that a center that's doing this, something like that, where it's kind of pulling out and back. We're going to kind of think about again the pathway to the ground. So from the center to the ground, it's really direct. So be conscious all the time of the center being finding a pathway through the legs into the ground directly. You don't want to feel that the hip falls out of center, or the other one is that the shoulder comes forward and pulls me out of the ground this way, or pulls me back out of the ground. So really think all the time of this path into the ground, and what you're doing is connecting the pathway via the center into the jaw, into the hand. So that pathway should always be kind of active. What I don't want to do is start to pull it out with too much movement. Obviously, we start these with big movements, but actually these can go later to very kind of contained movements. Think of these really as like kokyu exercises. So these aren't really about twisting and turning the jaw. They're about connecting the hips and the hands to the ground. Yeah, that's it. And then just do the same thing. You're just going to switch the hand. But again, just be really conscious now about the ground. Think all the time, where's the pathway to the ground? Yeah. And the structure should be supporting that, making it as easy as possible. That's it. Good. And then just take it now, bigger hip movement. You go into a figure of 8. So you're really now letting the joint go free. You really be conscious about the hips falling into the base of the feet. And a few on each side. Okay, and this one, especially watch the shoulder, especially when you get to this movement. Watch that the shoulder's not rising up out of the ground. So rising up out of the ground, and then you've got this kind of movement where you're kind of pulling out of the ground as well. So always imagine that the body's draining down. The feeling's always draining down. So when you go through these movements, especially this rotation, let the shoulder sink and drain down. Sink and drain down. So that the mobility in the arm is coming from here, but not from that kind of movement. This is, and again, it's kind of too, and it's going to pull you out of structure as you kind of apply movement into it. So just let the weight go from, let the wave go from the hips there, there, and then just go into changing the hand. But again, keep the shoulders draining down. Don't let them pop up. Don't hit yourself either. That's it. Good. Just explore a little bit with the footwork, just shifting very slightly, 1 foot forward, foot back. Nothing fancy, just exploring the transition of the weight through the feet. Nice contained movement, but very flexible. But the jaws should feel really attached to the center or connected to the center. That's it. And then just go the other way. So you're going to go this way now. So if you get confused with this, you end up going this way. Just look to reverse it. So the Joe's going to go back, down, and arc away. Back, down, arc away. So you've got this motion, figure of 8, and you've got the reverse of this. 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 You're doing this. This. So think when the Joe comes to the front, it's coming down, 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 down. And changing sides every so often. Good. So easy. Okay. You can make this really easy. So just put both hands on the Joe. You've got this way, and you've got this way. If you think about something coming towards you like a ball, you can hit it that way, go gung like this, or you can hit it this way, go gung like this. So you've got this motion and that motion. Basically the front side and the back side of the Joe. So you've got that, and then just let the other arm go. There. So nice and easy. There. Good. And then to change with this one, you do the opposite of what you do normally. So normally you do that and you change here. This one you change. Wait, sorry, I got the wrong way. You change this way. Oh, sorry, I've done the wrong one. I'm stuck now. There. You change this way. Try and get to the camera. You do this way, like this with the thumb. So you release it to the thumb. Release it. So you go across. Let the Joe fall into the thumb, and then go. Let the Joe fall into the thumb. Go. And that. That. That.
Much closer.
That. That. Oi, don't hit your knee. Oh man. What? And then if you want, just start to move the body a little bit. Again, keep that pathway into the ground very clear. Boom. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, good.
I think I'm not giving it a television. Television is replaced. Fun.
Okay, we're just going to the basic work. So it's just finding the back, finding the 𝒂𝒂𝒿. Interesting in. So just let the enter in. Come on. Enter in. Come on. And back. And back. And just change when you feel like it. Left side, right side. Basic ski.
Thank you. Please don't score. 4, 5, 6, and check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, good. Just play a little bit with some different levels now. So you've also got 3 levels. You've got high, middle, low. So just watch as you do this. The baseline's here, so the body's just neutral, and it's just coming up under the jaw here. And then as you go high, the body's got to slightly adjust to it. So again, think about the pathway from the ground to the tip of the jaw. So this one's very clear, this one. So you've got the back foot really pressing in through the jaw this way. And then down, you've got the same, but you've got to adjust the structure, so it's got to come around this way. So just play with it up, high, middle, low. And the middle's really just the baseline there. There. And just look at how the need to adjust to accommodate the new angle. Just play with it there. And as a reference, you're hitting the throat and you're hitting the knee on the lower one. So use your own body as a reference for the height, or use an object around you. You've got a very specific target. There. There. That's it.
Michael, I have connection problems, so I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, me too.
So I will.
Gonna try doing skis.
Something.
Low, high. Middle, high, and low. So imagine you're going like a Jodan ski and a Geidan ski.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
just play with the angles a little bit. I've got a bit of connection.
Okay, thanks.
Let's see. Good. Yeah. Okay, so this is the point with this. Watch this. You don't want to be doing the, because the jaw's coming up at the ski. You don't want to do That. So you don't want the jo to be kind of kinked up this way, somewhere like this, where the jo's kind of floating up. Really get the sense that the foot is pressing the jo up. So what you've got is an alignment from this structure. You don't want to be there pushing the jo up here. It's where you've got to kind of kink. So let the structure really adjust to it. You've got this one. The same when you go down, you don't want to be in that kind of position where the body's really kinked up. Let the structure really adjust to that movement. So you've got this structure down the body, and by the shoulder sinking down, the elbow being low, the body's going to go into the ground this way. But if I kink it that way or kink it that way, like that, but the structure's just kind of pulling up away from itself. So just play with the angle, but really get a sense that the basics here, where you've got that feeling. Think it's someone, not that you're thrusting into it, but that someone's pressing the end of the jo. And you want the feeling that if they were to press it here, it would just sink into the back foot. So it would just sink into the back foot. It would just sink into the back foot here. So you want that feeling of pressure coming into the jo this way. So if you imagine someone just very gently pushing the jo forward, and imagine where that pressure would go to. You want to feel it go to the ground. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Nice. There we go. Got it. Yeah.
So expect this to come on and go down. So like that.
Yeah. Good. Okay, good. We're going to higher gaishi, but we'll just start with the basics. So just coming into Jodan Gaishi, goes here, right up to the body, pull the body up long, and then press the body in this way. So really using the hips in, up, and then forward, comes down. In, draw them back and up, and then roll them in, press them down this way.
Yeah.
Nice big movement. 1,
Move it.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Goes in. Then watch at this point, don't do this movement too much with the arms. Obviously, the arms come up, you are moving the arms, but give that much to the hips. So that, rather than the feet come back and then I lift the jo up. So don't think about moving the arms independently at all. They just go with the hips, so the hips press in, and then this, and then this movement also, give that to the hip. So really give those movements to the center. But you need, in order to do that, you need to sacrifice the use of the shoulder. So you've really got to give the shoulder, let the shoulder be really open so that it becomes a kind of gateway into for the movement. So really let the shoulder open. But just start with this feeling that the arms can't move independently. That. So it's as true as they go up as they go down as well. Let the hip guide the arms. That's it. Yeah, and also don't think of this so much as a kind of stepping motion. See it as a transfer of weight. So what you're doing is transferring the weight from the front foot, one, and you're transferring into the back foot, but you're doing it in motion. So really see that as a transfer of the weight across. Don't see it so much as a step in. So a step in is kind of, it's where you start from, it's how you learn the kind of the basic movement. But get the sensation that what you're actually doing is transferring the weight of the body through the feet. And the more you can get this feeling of the weight transferring cleanly across the structure without the weight getting thrown out in any other direction, just get the sense that the weight drains into the foot, drains into the foot there. So it's really got this feeling of the weight coming down. So just work on this. You're basically just transferring the weight across the feet. And the hips are nice and free to transfer the movement into the hands. This. Goes in. Yes. That's it. And then just take it into the higher gaiji. So we'll just start nice basic, goes in, and then no shift back at all, just transfer the weight across. So all that movement now comes in together. So 1, 2, nice big flexible movement goes in. So ski, higher gaiji, nice clean movement. Ski, higher gaiji, and really give the motion to the center of the body. There. Really right in. Higher gaiji. Ah, good. Okay, and again, play with different levels. Again, at the higher gaiji, 3 different levels again. Start with the easiest one to go to is the lower one. You've got here, this. So again, it's striking to the knee and really coming at an angle. So it's a yokomen angle. And play with the speeds. You can do low into low. You can do high into low. Or you can do the basic middle to low. Just play with it. So again, you've got just the whole body to create the movement. So just play with it. This is a hayagashi to the knee. Yeah. Then again, allow the whole body to make the movement. So what you don't want to do in this case is this. You come in and then this. So in this kind of, so I'm striking down, but what I'm doing is doing it really linearly. So if you were to hit with this, it will basically shear off. So we basically just hit at a straight line. It wouldn't do so much. It wouldn't be nice, but it wouldn't do so much. You want to have the feeling that as you go in, the whole body's behind it, right into it. So the body, think of a 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒈 here. You've got to adjust the body to come in this way, but you don't want to be coming down, straight down. So you're hitting low, but what you're actually doing is you're hitting at an angle. There. So imagine you're hitting something there. You want to hit it at the right angle, so it's going to go like that, rather than like that off the body. So make a kind of impact that's going to go diagonal into the structure. And that means the whole body has to adjust to it. Yeah. Whoosh. Whoosh. Okay, and then the other one is really a variation. It's hitting high. So obviously, this Hayagashi is hitting through the structure, through the head to take it out. But your aim is to the center. This one's a variation, and you're going to hit the head. So you're going to, in this case, it goes here, and you do this. So it's really a variation movement, but it's got more this quality now. So I'm really aiming to hit the head and take the head out. This one. This is used in one of the Kentai-Jo variations. We'll do it next because it makes more sense, but it doesn't make so much sense as an attack itself. It makes sense as a defensive movement, but just to get the dynamics of it, you go here, you go in, and you go here, this way. So the body's extended out this way. So you're not going into this position down, you're here in this position. And really imagine you're hitting the temple of the head. This goes right out. So it's a really extended movement, not really a basic movement. Really tricky. Oh. Okay, good. Whoa. Yeah, again, it's tricky. You want, in this case, you're not looking again for this kind of, so you're striking down that way. That's like diagonally through the center line. In this case, what you're doing, you've got the same angle, but you're really striking the head this way. So if that's the head, you go like this. It's going this way. This way. I'm trying not to break it down. This way. It goes like that across the body. So it doesn't now go like that high. This way, again, it will pull the whole structure out. So imagine what you're actually so it's got this quality. And again, it's about the pathway from the ground to the tip of the jaw. So you can just practice this with a structure here. So it's like this. It's not too dissimilar to when we do this movement, control the wrist, but it's got an added thing where I'm actually striking through, so right to the head. Just play with it. You can do it in motion, or you can do it in a kind of static way. Tricky. Yeah, if you
almost a snap at the end.
Oh, someone.
Almost a snap at the end.
Yeah, there's a set. Yeah, there's a thing. There's this that's coming through it. So it's like it's got to get that, but it's really being delivered now that way rather than that way. Yeah, so make this into an. If you're looking at like an empty-handed equivalent for it, the yokumen's like this. So it's really coming in that way. And in this case, this attack's like this. So it's like that. So I'm really trying to knock the head off this way, rather than press the head down. So you've got like that, and you've got that. These are really two different angles. That. But they're based on the same. This is just a variation of this. So it's just a very, very slight change in the angle.
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa.
Sometimes it's no Dojo work. Right? And sometimes it's no Dojo work. I don't know. Michael describes it not eating the head.
Yeah, so we'll do a movement. It's really from the Kentai Joso. In this one, you start in right side forward, Keikamai. Okay, what you're doing now is you're going to roll back through the hasso. So you've got a ski come into the chest, roll back to here. Actually, in this case, it's a yokumen. So you're in this position. It's not a ski, it's a yokumen coming across, and you're coming into the hasso. So just that movement, just to get into it. You'll here, roll back, locking, and then coming up to this position here. Again, really give this movement to the center. So let the center really lead it. So let the hands really be led. Center. Okay. Okay, so if you really break this down, you've got kind of three movements in it. You've got an opening, get a step back, and then a roll back here with the jaw this way. So those are three movements from the center. So you've got three specific movements. There's an open, there's a roll with the step, and there's then this movement coming with the center. We really see those as three. We do it as kind of, in a way, two movements, like 1, 2, and later just 1. But just feel that those, especially this movement, don't this, and then this. Really see that as a specific movement for the center, which is that, and then a roll, step back, and then a draw up with the foot this way. So again, really specific for the center with that, and really make it very clear. Yeah. And you've got a yokumen strike coming right to the head this way. So you've got to meet it and then find the hasso. Okay, if we do the basic one, so you've got this movement coming back from this position here. Now, what you do, you've got another strike coming into the head this way. So you come off the line, you change the hand, and you strike for the head this way. So this will be going for the head, but right for the center. So it goes here, block, come up into the hasso, off the line, stepping in with a strike. Back, off, on the hasso, and come through it that way. So it goes 1, 2, and right in. Gonna roll back, step in. Yeah.
𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂
Ah. Good. And then this variation, you use it like this. So you go back, find the block, and then you've got the person in. So now rather than coming in, striking into the center, what you do from here, this position, is you roll off to the side and you snap onto the head this way. So the block is just gonna miss this way. So you're using the full length of the jaw against the block, and so you've got this, and then this, going right to the head. The idea again is to whip onto the head this way, coming here. So it goes like this: 1, 2, that way, and really solid in the body, really letting the body. So it's really like a 𝒕𝒉𝒂𝒕 position. So it's here, that, coming in there. So the body's nice and extended. Right for the tip. That's it. That's it.
Oh, but he's in the bush. Sorry. Boom, boom.
And then the other one you can use this specific for the jump here, coming back, yeah, and then really entering it and striking with the backside of the jump to go into this position. And this, the aim of this is to control, to take the wrist here. So this is an aim where you're really entering with the body. So you from kenkamai, roll back here, and then the whole body enters in, strikes down. So the feeling is to strike against the head as you would find the wrist, and then come into the control this way. So this is really a neutralizing option. So you've got 3 distances. This, and really entering the body in, and then controlling it over this way. Just play with it the last minute or so.
good.
Yeah, there's a kind of special feeling with this one, not so much to strike with it as to really impact with the body. So what you're looking to do is really, yeah, you're hitting the head, but by going through the head, you're going to hit onto the hands. So the feeling is a kind of like a cushioning effect. So rather than coming in and doing that, you're doing something like this, which is really like a suppressive kind of movement. So the quality comes from the body, not from the jaw work. So it's that, and then really come in and suppress. So it's really a different kind of quality. Like you're coming in with a big pillow and you do this boom, onto the body, and then you take them away this way. So really a kind of neutralizing movement. There. Comes in that way.
Okie dokie.
Forget we got the couple with Lewis and Andrea in 10 minutes.
Good.
There we go.
Great. Okay, we'll stop that. Very good. So, some things to play with. Domo, arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.